106 years of innovation, of values, of perseverance, of integrity, of leadership. 4 CEOs in 106 years. That's pretty incredible. Most companies cannot tell this story. This is our story, the story of Collette. And right now, we celebrate a moment in this legacy. A new CEO, our first woman CEO, Jaclyn Leibl-Cote.
Let me show you the world. Come away with me. Till you've seen for yourself every mystery.
Let's take a step back, shall we, to 1918, where this story started. World War I had just ended, and Jack Collette set forth on a new journey to share his love of travel with the world. When Jack had come back from the war, he ran his first trip in December of 1918 to Florida for $68.50. By 1920, Collette began to expand as Jack Collette set his eyes on Washington, D.C., and the cherry blossom displays in the springtime. Collette's tour offerings grew, and Jack often crossed paths with Dan Sullivan Sr. In the spring of 1961, Dan first had the idea of purchasing Collette. With 6 kids at home and 1 more on the way, purchasing Collette was a huge risk. He had the vision that travel was going to be big, and he was right. The World's Fair in New York City in 1964 was a turning point for Collette. And in 1973, fresh-faced and newly graduated from Fairfield University, Dan Sullivan Jr. joined Collette. He was the company's 7th employee. By the 80s, Collette was ready for monumental growth, with expansion of our tours to Europe, Australia, and Asia. Our market presence expanded with our growth. We opened our first office in Toronto, Canada, officially becoming an international company. And later we opened an office in Australia, offering tours to travelers down under. In the 1990s, the torch was passed from father to son as Dan Sullivan Jr. took over as CEO. He continued to expand our product offerings globally. And in 1997, Collette formalized our giving program by forming the Alice I. Sullivan Foundation. Our international presence grew. In 2003, we added Antarctica, the 7th continent, to our portfolio. In 2005, Jaclyn Leibl-Cote entered Collette as a product manager, bringing the ideas and innovation of a new generation to Collette. Inspired by a trip to Peru, Jaclyn was instrumental in founding our Global Collette Foundation. She ushered in an era dedicated to product differentiation, customer experience and excellence, and data-driven strategies. And she continues to push the envelope to evolve, change, and always lead from our values. And alongside our incredible leadership team, she steered Collette through the hardest chapter in our long history, the global pandemic, with Collette emerging from that experience stronger than ever before. We celebrated our centennial anniversary in 2018. Only 0.5% of all businesses in the US make it to 100 years. Only 12% of family businesses make it to the 3rd generation. Are we the outlier? Is it luck? I don't think so. It's a story of leading from our core values since the very beginning. It's a story of people, the incredible team that has defined Collette and created a leader in the industry. It's about employees who care, who get out into the community, who help one another. It's about strong partnerships and an even stronger culture. And it's about leadership. 106 years of leadership and purpose. Congratulations on an incredible moment in our history, on incredible careers and achievements. So please join me in introducing Dan Sullivan, Executive Chairman of the Board, and Jaclyn Leibl-Cote, President and CEO.